Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Octopath Traveler 2. Last time I streamed this, it was the demo, and this time, it is the full game. Not only is it the full game, I have played a disturbing amount of this game. Not to shame myself, I'm just kind of amazed. I feel like I've actually played as much of this game as I did the first Octopath when I decided to stop playing the first Octopath. But I am in love with this game. I was really pleasantly surprised by the demo. I remember, when I streamed that, there was a little bit of pessimism in the air. I think I'm not alone. I think Octopath 1 was sort of like a really wonderful game that had a lot of very serious flaws that kind of held it back. So I think a lot of people are still kind of like unsure if they want to take another chance with Octopath 2. I'm having an incredible time. So before I kind of get started, worth noting, I'm, as you can see, 20-ish hours into this. If you want to go in spoiler free, meaning you don't want to see like what the game looks like at this point, you might want to skip this. I don't really know how much story stuff we're going to be doing. I imagine we might do like a chapter or two, but honestly, I kind of just want to explore. But just a heads up, if you want to avoid anything like that, maybe skip this one. But for the rest of us, so one thing that I really love about this game is just how open it is. Like, I don't remember this is exactly the case in Octopath 1, but I do kind of remember the game kind of playing out very much in a circle. Like, you basically like went from point A to point B, saw a chapter, saw another chapter, kind of grinded in between, and then, eventually you got the ability to multi-class, which is sort of like one of the main hooks of the game. I don't have an ideal place to put chat. I put it there because during battles it's probably the best place for chat to be. Let me temporarily make chat invisible. So I've unlocked a few jobs just to kind of explain what this is, because this is one of my favorite things about Octopath Traveler 1 and 2, but 2 especially. So Oswald, who you know and love, is normally a scholar. This is just vanilla Oswald, nothing special. But what's cool about this battle system is that essentially as you explore the map, these little like checkerboard emblems, those mark locations where you can find job licenses. And essentially what that allows you to do is equip a character with a secondary job. So in this case, we have Oswald as the cleric, but we can also make him a dancer. We can also make him a hunter, which is very fun, warrior. And basically what that does is it gives this character, in addition to their base class, so Oswald is always going to be a scholar. He's always going to have magic and staves. Whatever secondary job he also has access to those skills and those weapons, which is really amazing. And in addition to that, as you unlock skills, you get support skills, which you permanently have on you. So something I've done with Throne here is she right now is a dancer. Her core class is a thief. She's a thief and a dancer, but I had her as a hunter very briefly, just to give her this ability which increases her critical rate. So that's where this game can get really creative, where essentially you are sometimes temporarily making characters a certain class just to get the ability, and then you might switch them back to the actual combo you want. This town looks very Chrono Cross. This is not Splatoon 2 DLC. So anyway, right now I have Oswald as a scholar and a cleric. Thurne is a dancer and a thief. Hikari, I made a hunter and warrior, and that actually turned him into a cat, which is very interesting. And Agnia, who is normally the dancer, I have as a scholar right now. And this is the party I've gravitated towards the most. I also really like a couple other characters here. I have everybody at this point. Sometimes they hang out here, but if you go to a tavern, well met. You can change who's in your party. So, Ochette, I also really like. Her and Hikari I kind of have as like reflections of each other, because Ochette is normally a hunter, but I have her as a warrior subjob right now. Temenos is the cleric, Particio is the merchant, and Kosti is the apothecary. I really like Ochette. I like Temenos a lot too as a character, but I feel like right now, because I have Oswald doing double duty as the cleric, I don't have a great use for Temenos right now. The other thing to keep in mind is that, and I love this stuff if you can't tell. I always feel like I get hit by a memory of when I was in like elementary school. I would often show up to class like with 8 strategy guides and just like dump them at a lunch table and just get into it. And I feel like I'm channeling that part of my childhood right now. But in addition to every character sort of having like a default job, you also have their innate talent. So they're always going to have these two things. So the latent power, which you can see on the bottom, is kind of like their limit break. So every character has a different latent power. And what's cool is, like, actually Agnia is a great example, because with Agnia, her latent power essentially makes any skill that targets one to targets all, which sounds like a little bit underwhelming, but for a dancer, a lot of her abilities are buffs. And, you know, on a singular use, if you just have her as her core class, that allows her to buff the entire party, which is cool. But the minute you apply that to other classes, like, for example, right now, since I have her as a scholar, I have Stroke of Genius, which grants myself 2 raising effects. I can now just use this on the whole party. So, like, once you start mixing and matching, like, latent abilities with subclasses and what support skills you have, you can really, really customize all these characters in a really interesting way. Jellicle. Does this feel like closer to what Octopath 1 was trying to achieve? Like, Octopath had it's pretty similar. Like, Octopath had a very similar idea where, like, every character had a base job and you can equip sub jobs, and they had the same thing with the support skills. I think adding the latent powers, I think, adds a whole other layer to this. So it just feels like an improvement in every way, basically. But let's get into it. So I just did, what I also like is, if you check your journal, you can see how far you are into everyone's story based on this, like, stained glass mural behind them. What's also really interesting, too, is that not all the chapters, so you can see here, like, it shows you where the next chapters are on the map, and it will say, like, what the recommended level is. And not all the chapters contain combat. In fact, a good amount of them haven't, which to me lends to this design choice that, like, the chapters are a big part of the game, but they're not the main focus. The main focus is actually just the gameplay and exploring this map. And you can go at your own pace. If I wanted to, I can go into the really high-level areas or just go somewhere I haven't gone before, which is really amazing. So, this isn't just a single solo into the mic, into the Aether episode. I'm here with chat. I'm here with all of you. First of all, should I use the party I have right now? Or do you guys want to see one of the other characters? Very curious. It's an all-new world map. This is entirely... There might be some crossover I'm not aware of, but it's an entirely different world map. Any character here you want to see that's not in the main party right now, I'm happy to switch people in. There unfortunately isn't auto leveling, which is kind of a bummer because, you'll probably find the 4 or 5 characters you want to use, and then if you want to see the other stories, you have to grind a little bit, but it's not too bad. Like, they level up pretty quickly if you take them into a high-level area. There's also, like, this game's equivalent of Metal Slimes, which is kind of fun. Particio? Yeah, okay, Particio. I wouldn't mind leveling him up because I feel... So, okay, if you thought the last 20 minutes weren't already unhinged, I came to the podcast, the episode that's coming out this week. I tried to make like a definitive ranking of the 8 characters based on story, usefulness in combat, path ability, and just my own personal preference. And part of why I did that was just for fun and to be kind of silly. But the other part of it was like, I want to see what my gut takes are in sort of, chapter 1, and then see how like right or wrong I was as I get later into the game. But yeah, let's put Particio into the crew. Because right now I love Particio as a character. Particio, as a character, I love his story. His story is actually really fun so far. He's essentially like fighting capitalism. I'll replace Throne for now, because Throne is also pretty high level. We can't replace Oswald because he's our lead. That is something worth knowing when you choose your first characters. You can't replace them. Okay. I also love the way he runs. He holds his hat. It's kind of fun. There's also these path actions. So during the day, Oswald can scrutinize people.
What's this?
And, so this actually gave us a hidden item. We get, like, a weird little backstory. So that means that now somewhere in this town there's a, like, glowing item. We'll find it later. I don't find scrutinize to be that helpful, to be honest. Like, it's really impressive how much writing there is for every character. But I don't know. Unless I like have to use it, I don't really. We can also just buy stuff from people, which is fun. This is one of my favorites. So Hikari can duel people to learn a new skill, which I think we should do. And then Agnia, we can try to charm them into fighting for us. So a few characters have skills like this, and essentially you can turn a townsperson into a summon, and it will show you, how strong they are. But I kind of want to learn that ability, so let's duel them.
If I must.
Hikari is one of my favorites, just overall.
On your guard.
And now he's a cat man.
Now it begins.
Sometimes they're really tough. It's kind of funny. So one thing worth noting too is like, even though I can now use warrior skills, so Hikari's a warrior, but Hikari's like unique skill that even if you had another character subclassing as a warrior, they wouldn't be able to do. This whole thing about him learning skills through duels is special. So normally I only have access to, well, as a warrior, he has access to swords and staves, or spears, excuse me, swords and spears. But since I'm a hunter subclass, I can also use axes and bows. And these skills I learned from duels, and I have a number of different things here, which is fun. So let's just like get into it. Oh, and his latent power is awesome.
Is this?
It's very much like a limit break. Okay. I think, let's see what, so one thing you often want to do in battle here is, you see the shield in the lower left, where it says vulnerable under the ability, or under the name of the enemy. Or under the enemy. Usually you want to break the shields before anything else. So now we know that swords are one of the many things that will break the shields. They're tough, but they're not. We can do
My
this.
turn. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the music in this game is unbelievable. Jesus. Well, very excited to learn this ability I'm getting my ass kicked with.
I can
Jeez.
still fight.
Well, good news is we can actually break their guard right now. But I need to heal before I can do anything else.
I need this.
No joke, this townsperson is harder than like many actual boss fights I've had in this game.
Still fight.
Okay. So now, this is pretty much just taken right out of Bravely Default. Every turn you get a BP, and you can use that to take multiple actions at once. So here we can just break all three shields. And now I'm going to use my Latent ability.
Blood boils.
So we have three options here. I think this one makes the most sense. Nice. Wow, this person's tough. God.
I can still fight.
Okay, let's heal again.
I need this.
Also, let me know how audio is and all that.
Now it begins.
I think we should be good. But while we're just dueling a townsperson, let me know.
I'm sorry. Prepare yourself. Now it begins. It's over. Here I come.
I'm gonna use one of my hunter skills here. This attack is awesome.
It ends here.
Get a little buff. No! Please. Oh my god, that was close. How have you found the English voice acting in this one? Honestly, great. So, all the leads, like all the main 8 characters are all pretty big names.
Now
Like, they
it
definitely
begins.
invested in a great cast. The extras, it's a little hit or miss, but it's huge improvement from the first game. In terms of grindiness,
I'm sorry.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of battling. The thing is, like, I
It's over.
am more, you know, in Octopath 1, especially in the
My
early
turn.
game, a lot of it was just like I said earlier, like point A to point B. I'm actually going to move the chat to the lower left and see if that works. A little better, at least in battle. That way we can read it after the fact a little bit better. Yeah, like I was saying, the grindiness, like, I think I have had a much more organic desire to, like, seek out battles and explore in this game because it's not just go from chapter to chapter, like, it's much more open. And the requirements of what the chapter, like, I found myself actually accidentally over-leveled for a lot of chapters. And even then, some chapters don't even have combat, so, like, the game really does let you go at your own pace. I think combat makes a big part of it, and like, there's a natural grind in terms of, you know, leveling up classes and switching, but all of that is really fun for me. So I don't think I think to me, grinding is tedious when it's like a demand, and when the game is letting you just enjoy the possibilities. I think that's, you know, this feels more like a SMT or Dragon Quest level of grind than a Bravely Default level of grind, if that makes sense. This is such an unhinged introduction to the game. Your Catman picks a fight with a random guy on the street. Honestly, this might be the best introduction to this game. Oh, we have our latent power again. Let's do that again.
What is this?
Nice!
There's no need for flattery.
Hell
No
yeah.
lust for the sword.
Very cool.
You still have much to learn.
Yeah, we're definitely learning that. So that's basically a better version of this. So I'm gonna get rid of this.
I look forward to using this.
What's kind of similar is Ochette, the hunter. She can capture monsters, kind of like Pokemon style, and then also prepare them into food, which is kind of hilarious. Anyway, let's explore. So I think my business here is largely done for now. The thing what's cool too, or another thing that I think is interesting is it will show you the exact like danger levels. Basically what that means is like the recommended level to sort of safely navigate that area. So like I imagine this cave is not until much later. Oh, you want to hear a good theme song? This town has an incredible theme. And it changes on whether it's day or night, which is a lot of fun too. This is the nighttime theme. Very cool. And then here's the day one. Amazing. This is one of my favorite places in the game too. I love this sort of this city environment. What's interesting too is you can change day or night, you know, with the touch of a button, and that will change who is around and what path actions are available. So during the day, these four, Oswald can scrutinize, Particio can purchase items, we can duel and learn moves, and we can also try to allure them to become a summon for us, which we actually already have. In case you're wondering who this random person is following me, that is a poet that I successfully charmed, who is now just one of our friends. But then at night Oswald can mug, which I don't really use that often because usually I have Throne in my party and she can just, like, there are path abilities that all kind of do similar things. So like, for example, Particio can, you know, get items from an NPC, but he buys them. Throne steals them, but it's like a percentage dice roll. Oswald has to like actually fight them for the items. Hikari can bribe people for information. It's sort of like the scrutinize, but by spending money. And Agnia can just ask for stuff, and people like her, so they just give her things, which is hilarious. Let's see if we can do that here. Oh, we already did. I have to say, I remember, like, this was also a thing in Octopath 1, the path actions, and, like, so we can just be like, hey, thank you. But, you know, sometimes it's harder on certain characters than others. But, all that to say, in the first Octopath, Particio Chapter 2. Why don't we do, you know what we should do? What's the danger level here? 16. Let's do the merchant's next chapter. But before we do that, I'm going to train him up to that level. So, oh yeah, this is cool. So basically, when you get to a place where there's a story chapter, it will ask you if you want to do it right away or if you want to save it for later. Which I really appreciate. Anyway, I have a million thoughts right now. I also just got to work, so my mind is a bit scattered. But the path actions in the first game I felt were kind of weird. Like, some of them were helpful, but often it just sort of felt like it just felt a little odd. But I find them a little bit more interesting in this game for whatever reason. Let me see. I'm still not. There's still not a perfect place for the chat to be, but I think bottom left makes the most sense for now. All right. I'm just gonna show you this 'cause it's hilarious. So I can summon the poet, and they will just like be with us. Center of screen. But if one of Agnia's like unique abilities to her is that when I use a dancer skill, it will, the person that I have available as a summon will just like dance with me, which is hilarious. So I'm gonna do Peacock Strut for Oswald.
Now it begins.
And then what that does is it gives another random buff, which is kind of fun. Alright. So, a lot of bow weaknesses, so we can actually, that skill we just learned is perfect.
Allow me.
Look at that.
Thinking time.
Then I get Oswald in here.
Pierce them. Wings of frost.
That's how you do it.
I've gained valuable insight.
So yeah, Particio's class is interesting. He's a merchant, which I remember I really liked in Octopath 1. Although currently they feel... Oh, let's give him some accessories. What do we have here? Speed, accuracy. Nothing great, but I'll give him the speed one. His skills are interesting, so he can collect money from the enemy. The biggest thing is that he can donate BP, which is the ability to go more than once. So that actually is really helpful. Let's also give him a subclass while we're doing his chapter. So that the other thing too is that you can't have, at least currently, we can't have a subclass equipped more than once. What should we make? I kind of want to see Particio as a merchant dancer. See how that combo works. It's all about buffs, but we already have we already have a dancer on the team. Maybe warrior? I don't see that being super compatible though. The thing when I'm choosing a subclass is like, or a sub job I should say, is like, do we think this is actually like a useful combo, or are we just doing this? Are we just doing this to get the support skill? Poet MVP, yeah. Let me see, like, what are the support skills for Dancer? I know a lot of them are like, you can receive additional job points. I think for now I want to get a clearer sense on just how the merchant plays before I experiment too much. So we're just going to train a little bit.
Let the experiment begin.
Prepare yourself.
I'm really happy we got this
Allow
squall
me.
of arrows. It's really helpful. Oh well, I guess
Now,
I can also miss.
pierce them. Wings of frost.
Nice one, Mr. Oswald.
It's my turn now.
I'm do windy refrain.
The winds of favor blow.
That was sick.
My turn. My spear does not err. For the pride of Ku.
So it's what? It's level 18? Oh, it's a little high. We can also do Hikari's, which is level 15. And like we're already there. Why don't we do that, but we'll keep Particio in the party just to level him up. Oh, we haven't been there yet. Okay, let's travel there. We are travelers after all. He did say nice one, Oswald. There's like a little bit of party banter in this one, which honestly goes a long way. You know, the stories are still divided, and I do kind of wish there was like a... I think there's still room for improvement with like the sense of ensemble.
I'll do what I must.
But in the first game, it felt like actively strange that they were all journeying together. In this one, it just feels like they're all kind of focused on their own story, which I think works much better. Okay, so I think this is the move. Oh, we're really low on SP. Let's have a plum.
I need this.
Yeah, I'm playing on Switch.
Time to shine. Ice wind blow. It's my chance.
Here goes.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what the duo missions are like. I don't know if I have any available yet, but that's awesome that they have that.
Bring it on.
Overall, this game really is like just a huge improvement on the first one. In pretty much every way. I'm really blown away by it. Let's get some money.
Much appreciated. Yeehaw! Arrow of fortune.
What I will say about Particio is that
My turn.
Particio, keep mispronouncing it. His unique abilities are really interesting. So his latent ability is he totally refills his BP, which is interesting. I just kind of see Merchant as like better as a subclass. Well, let's check his stuff again. He can hire help, which is interesting. And yeah, the Hoot and Holler, he can so he receives max BP. It's like pretty cool. I mean, that's definitely a great ability. But I feel like his usefulness kind of depends on what his other job is. Which makes sense. I think both Dancer and Merchant are more supportive classes. Okay, so we're going up here and then to the right. And we'll do Hikari's next chapter. Do I think this game is a good introduction for this type of turn-based combat? That's a good question. I think it might be a little bit overwhelming if it's your first game.
Here I come.
I think what is good about it is that it's very... It eventually becomes intuitive. And I think it also lets you experiment in a way that I think is just really fun for anybody. Like, regardless of what your experience level is. Like, it's fun. I mean, I remember hearing from a lot of people... Why did I do this? No one's weak to arrows.
Now then.
I remember when Fire Emblem Three Houses first came out, and I heard from a lot of people who, you know, that was like their first RPG. I know it's more of a tactics game, but, you know, it has RPG
I'm
elements.
just getting warmed up.
And I just remember like seeing a lot of people who had no experience with that genre just really enjoying like having a plan to make the characters certain classes and all that. And so I think on that level it could be a fun one to start with, but I think it might be a little overwhelming if this is like your very first. That's just my opinion though. This is also like a decent ways into it, so you don't have this many options starting out. I mean, we're gonna win. Let's just do it.
Whirlwind blow. I did it. Even if I stumble, I'll get back up.
There's actually some Three Houses crossover here in the voice cast. You can probably hear a couple because they have very distinct voices, but Agnia is also Marianne in Three Houses. And I think there's a couple other people. Again, they got a lot of big names in this cast. Oh, hell, I'm so glad we found one of these. So that weird little octopus with the cap and the little bag is essentially this game's version of a metal slime. So they're really hard to kill and they'll run away constantly, but if you can kill them, you get a shit ton of experience, which I love. And whenever they show up, this song plays, and like, tell me this isn't Bone Trossel from Undertale? Like, it's... When I first heard it, I was like, this feels intimately familiar. And, I mean, it, you know, I'm sure it's a coincidence, but it feels very Bone Trossel. Okay, let's see what we got here. This part, especially. I always mix up swords and daggers. Okay, so I don't think... Oh, we can use... I keep forgetting I have her as a scholar right now, so we can knock out all these.
Fireball, burn!
Bummer.
Prepare yourself. My blade sings. Good. There's no need for flattery. It'll rust my sword.
Right? Okay, it's not just me. One thing is, I don't know if there's an autosave, but these save points are pretty much everywhere. Okay, we're going right now. I love discovering the where you can get the subclasses, and there's also these altars where if you go to these altars, like this one is for the apothecary, if you go to these altars with the character who has the core class that the altar is like in honor of, you'll unlock a unique ability. So I actually have one. I have a couple here. So yeah, speaking of Three Houses, Teach. I can grant a single ally your attribute raising effects for 2 turns. So that's my special scholar skill I got from the altar. And this is also from the Dancer altar. This move's incredible. Deal wind-based damage to all foes and cause your allies to act first on the next turn. What I really like about the Dancer is they're all about buffs, but they can also sort of manipulate turn order in a really helpful way. It's a good game. I can't stop playing this. Please help me. I actually just forgot that we have a poet following us as well. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to read the map. Like, I know I have to go right, but it's not like there's more to it than that.
Let's have ourselves a showdown.
My turn.
And so, even though I have a hunter subclass, if you have Ochette in your party, she can capture any of these animals and like use them the same way we use learned skills. Really, really cool. I am going to use that skill we got at the beginning of this.
Allow me.
You did it, Hikari!
Fire. Burn.
I've seen some people online describe this game as like,
Bring it on.
I've felt this way too, where it's like sort of the early stages of a D&D campaign where like everyone has made their character, but like you're not quite sure why you're all together yet. In the case of the first game, I think that was like actively distracting, and this one I feel it much more as a positive.
Soul gets a I still have
Yeah,
much
Hikari's
to
really
learn.
good. I also kind of accidentally convinced Brendan to get this because he he had played the demo and like wasn't completely sold on. Oh, I spot an altar. I think there's an altar up here. The mini map on the bottom right will show you like what's near. Have I not been here before? I haven't. Oh, I'm so excited.
Let the experiment begin.
Yeah, I talk about this game more in this upcoming episode. But anyway, yeah, he had played the demo and like didn't really feel strongly enough to get it, which I totally understand. But I feel like the enthusiasm for it from me and from many others kind of pushed him to check it out. So I'm really curious to see if he feels as strongly as I do about it. No pressure, obviously. Let's dance. I don't think we can... Well, I don't have Lightning Bolt unlocked yet for her Scholar skills, and I don't want to... I guess we could do this. Yeah, let's do that.
Ready or not?
That didn't work.
Prepare yourself. How's this?
Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Whoops.
Strike them down.
I love Oswald so much. Honestly, a good lead. I like him as the de facto protagonist.
Peacock strut!
Now then. Strike them down. Finished.
Now it begins. There's no need for flattery. It will rust my soul.
Honestly, there. Ooh, we can learn new skills. Cool. Let's see. So he can learn Ember. I don't know if I said this already on this stream, but I think it's interesting that the merchants in Octopath 1 had wind magic. They were the only class with wind magic. And now the dancers have wind magic. Very interesting. Okay, so Ember, deal fire-based damage to a single foe. I feel kind of underwhelmed by that. Like, that's sort of what we're using the scholars for, and merchants don't... I don't know how much, like, elemental damage they do. It's cool that they have access to this ability to help break shields, but sidestep dodge one physical attack with 100% success rate. God, I can't talk tonight. Dodge one physical attack with 100% success rate. I remember this ability from the first game, and it's helpful, especially when like there's a big attack coming. I'm curious about hired help though. 0 SP, pay money to summon hired help. We got to do that. I don't remember that being in the first game. Ooh, that's great. All right, Berticio, I see you. All right, what's this altar we found? Oh, I've already been here. Interesting. So yeah, these are areas. This is where we got the cleric license. To be High Priest Part 1. Tucked away amongst verdant green is a place known as Starkle Spring. There it is said you can find the High Priest amulet. Bring it back. Oh, so there's like higher level. That's so cool. I didn't even know this was a thing. Here I am talking about this game as if I know anything. Not even a high priest. Yeah, what? Legendary arms, what's this? This is kind of what I mean about this game being much more open and more about exploring than even the chapters. Because, like, there's just so much you can prioritize doing. Like, you don't even have, from what I know, you don't have to even recruit everybody to progress. Like, ideally, you want a party of 4 at least. But, like, never did I have to stop what I was doing to get everyone. I just wanted to see everyone and see which characters I liked the most. What's in here?
Let the experiment begin.
Prepare yourself.
Okay. I always forget that the warrior abilities use SP.
I need this.
I also forgot that I have pomegranates which replenish BP. That's kind of interesting.
Now then.
Now then. Let me look at you.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Time to shine.
Here goes. I call down the light. Broken.
Oh, these... Interesting. I know we had items that did this either. That's amazing. I know I have a lot of, like, jerky made from the hunter character. There we go.
I need
That's what I
this.
want. The apothecary can also, like, make items on the fly, which is pretty cool. Okay. Oh, yeah, let's do the hired help. I want to see what it's all about. Oh, interesting. Oh, this is fun. Thespian. This is really fun. I love the idea that it basically uses money instead of SP. Let's hire the guard. I kind of want to see the Thespian, though. Let's hire the Thespian first.
Let's get to work.
For a true friend.
Okay, hired help, I feel like, completely changes my opinion on the merchant. I almost said the dancer. Wow, okay.
Fireball, burn!
Now it begins. I fight for my friends.
Oh yeah, Hikari says I fight for my
My
friends,
blade sings
which rules.
for the pride of Ku.
Wow. Okay, yeah. Pro tip, get hired help immediately. Oh, we already got this chest. Because, I mean, if you just look at the other skills for the merchant, like, they're all like, interesting, but they're all very, like, kind of niche and not, like, it's not clear, like, what they're, like, donate BP definitely makes sense. Hired help, though, feels like that should just be, like, the innate ability of a merchant. How much money do we have? Oh, we're not very wealthy, so... It is kind of like some of the... What I've noticed about both Octopath 1 and 2 is that there are characters, like the cleric and the scholar, kind of come ready. Like they have all the abilities. Like their purpose in your party is very clear.
Together now.
So here's what's interesting too. Oh, I already talked about this. The
What
latent
it means
abilities.
to be a star.
Let's do Lion Dance.
Lion Dance.
Anyway, yeah,
Now it
I feel like
begins.
the warrior, the cleric, the thief, and the scholar all sort of are like what you expect them to be. They have some really cool abilities like as characters, but those jobs are like pretty set. Whereas characters like the merchant and the apothecary, and even the hunter to some degree, take some like material prep work to really shine. Like you need to either catch the beast with the hunter or have a lot of money for the merchant. Stuff like that. I think it's really, really interesting. Not to mention all the combinations you can have. Just incredible. It's an incredible game. I'm in love with it.
Strike them down. I've seen worse methods.
I forgot I can just do this to pull up the map. Okay, so we're still going right.
Here I come.
My turn.
Yes.
My blade sings.
Now then. Ah!
I feel like every turn-based game should always show you the turn order. Whenever I play a game where they don't show you the turn order, it always throws me off. I actually think a big one that doesn't is Persona, if I'm remembering correctly. I kind of want to do hired help again.
Let's get to work.
It also buffs the party.
Now it begins.
That's amazing.
My blade sings. I still have much to learn.
There are also some characters that get bonuses if you're fighting.
I do what I must.
Like Throne the Thief and Temenos the
Bring
Cleric
it on.
get buffs if you're in a battle at nighttime. Alright. I'm addicted to hired help. I'm obsessed with hired help. Although 7,000 is a lot, we don't have that much money. I mean, sword attack on all foes and raising defense, it's a great combo.
Let's
And that will
get to
break
work.
at least one shield here.
Time to shine. Bye-bye.
Now it begins. My blade sings.
Thinking time. Strike them down. Broken.
Great job, Oswald. The winds of favor blow.
Bring it on. Yeehaw! Let's do it. Let's get to work.
Interesting. So, excuse me?
Time to divvy up the earnings.
Remember when I threw shade at the merchant class? I mean, no, that was amazing. Fully boosted, you get 5 attacks and a giant buff for like 100 gold or 100 leaves, as they're called. Leaves are the currency in this game. That was amazing. Wow. I might be in love with Particio.
Let the show begin.
Ooh, new song? Sometimes that's a sign that it's a harder battle. I actually didn't check the danger level of this area. Yeah, maybe not. We'll see. I think we can do it. Also, this song is great, so I'm kind of just like pumped to do it. Olive of Life.
Use this.
Oh, you got me all riled up now.
Okay. All right. What does my summon do? Wind Blast. I'm gonna do Windy Refrain just to get
The winds of favor blow.
all the turns in order next round. Look at that. Amazing.
Here I come.
I might have to just have him flung this turn.
I need this.
Please don't kill me.
I'm
Oh god. Okay, I think we can do this fight. It's just that one. Damn. Alright, I'm gonna still try to do this.
My blade sings.
Okay, at least one of
That's
them
one you
sticking
got
out.
him.
I might do the ruffian actually, just to debuff them.
Let's get to work. Come on. Take this.
Now then. The Flamebringer shall save you.
My audience awaits.
One?
This wasn't in my calculations.
Everyone talked at the same time. Oh my god.
Hold your horses. Coming right up.
Thank you.
Oh, so this status effect, we can't boost while we have this. I'm gonna actually use my latent power.
Is this?
May your wounds be healed.
Sorry about that.
This is bad.
Yeah, the music is awesome.
Lion dance.
My turn. My spear does not err.
Time to shine. Fireball.
Let's see what else he's weak to here. Huh.
Fight
Oh,
dirt.
God. Good.
Thinking time.
Let's analyze.
Let me look at you.
7,000 health.
Uh-oh.
Weak to axes. I'm gonna use my latent power and just get all the BP back. Oh wait, this might be fun. Fully boosted higher help. Just completely debuff.
Let's get to work. Come on. Take this.
Thinking time. Calculations complete. Let me look at you.
Darkness, interesting. So we don't have Thorny with us, unfortunately. But we do have axes because we're also a hunter, which I almost forgot.
It ends here.
All right. Just a little of you.
Shucks.
Just gonna heal myself.
Don't mind if I do.
We need a plan. And done.
Great job, all. Yeah, whatever I set my mind.
You're us. Much appreciated.
Okay, not too much. I was curious how much that would get us.
Prepare yourself. My blade sings.
Thinking time. Calculations complete. Let me show you what I've learned. Pierce them, wings of frost.
Now it begins. I need this.
All right. for blood.
Bring it on. Let's get to work.
I'm confused why I keep doing 1 damage to this thing.
Darn.
Now then. Bye-bye.
Hold your horses. Let's get to work.
Fortifying defense.
My turn.
It's over.
All right.
I almost wish we had Ochet with us so we could capture this thing.
It ends here.
Not well. Fire. Burn.
Whoa, I'm out. Let's get to work.
I think it might be that this thing takes 1 for everything
It's
it's
my
not
turn now.
weak to. But I'm not sure.
Lion dance.
Now it begins. It ends here.
I need a fire. Burn.
Here goes. Arrow of fortune.
Okay.
This wasn't in my calculation.
Yeehaw!
I might just collect each turn. Oh, empty-handed. We donate BP to. Oh, they can't use BP because they got the mist.
I'm investing in you.
Thank you. All right.
I think I might have some items that can help here. I do not. Alright.
I'm not well. Fire. Burn.
It's a really strange fight. I'm not sure that. Like it's. I don't know. Very bizarre. Okay.
It ends here.
In pursuit of knowledge. Let me show you what I've learned. Fire. Burn.
Time to shine.
I really wish we had
just getting
Throw a
warmed
Knife for
up.
this fight. I have turned around on our merchant friends, but you know.
Prepare yourself.
Now. Nice one, Hikari.
That's pretty cool.
Many
You can just do
thanks.
that.
Now then. There.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on with the damage stuff.
Fire. Burn.
Bring it on.
All right.
Just gonna really buff Hikari here. Hopefully he can just end this battle.
Lion dance.
Now it begins.
I'll end this.
Of course, I don't have enough SP. Oh man. I'm just gonna do axes here. God. Mountain Anteater is the hardest fight in the game, apparently.
Fire. Burn.
Oh no.
Bad. Whoa, time out. Let's get to work.
Here I come.
It's over.
Curious how much
Let me
health it has
look at
left. 2,000. God. Alright, this is probably a higher level area, but still, I'm determined now. Again, if we had Throna here, it would be not to. We're leveling up our merchant friend here, but still, give this to Hikari.
I'm investing in you.
Many thanks.
It can't end.
No. Alright, Olive of Life.
Use this.
My audience awaits.
Prepare yourself. Time to strike.
Here we go.
You keep. Lion dance.
My turn. It ends here.
I'm investing in you.
I think I'm figuring out like a merchant's role a little bit better after this fight.
May your wounds
Oswald's intensity always makes me laugh.
Thank you, kind.
thinking time.
Let's see how much health it has
Let me
left.
look.
I kind of wish the health just stayed. Okay, we're definitely gonna be able to do
Here
this.
goes.
This is.
Oh god, I can't boost because of the. That's a really tough ability. Not great.
Use this.
Mr. Oswald, thank you, kind.
Time to shine.
Everyone's back.
Lion dance.
Thank you, poet.
Thinking time. May your wounds be healed.
Mr. Oswald, thank you kindly. Yeehaw!
Let's take a nap.
Hoo-boy!
It's fun. No! I'm good. Alright, good.
Prepare yourself. I fight for my
Eat
friends.
shit.
It ends here.
Finally. That's a tough fight.
There's no need for flattery. It'll rust my soul.
Yeah, I was hoping we would get some experience. Okay, cool. Wonderful. What, where are we right now? Oh! That makes sense. Danger level 45. No wonder that took forever. Why? How did we end up down here? Well then. I think we need to go back to the, I'm gonna go back to the big city and restock. I know I said I was gonna do Kari's chapter. I might actually call this relatively soon, but I'm glad I got to show you just like where your path of interest can deviate just by playing this game. Let's heal up. Can we? No, we can't do anything with skills yet. Rest. I do kind of want to show you how wild Ochet is as a character before I sign off. So why don't I do that? I'll just show you. So I'll show you how Thorne plays and Ochet, who's kind of like very similar to Hikari right now because she's a warrior subclass. What's fun too is you see that like animal friend following her. You actually choose who her starting companion is. It's that fox type creature and an owl, which is cool. And then kind of similar to Hikari's moves he learns by dueling. These are all the monsters that I've caught, and then if I'm ever hungry, I can just say like, yeah, I want to turn the withered wanderweed into salad ×1. And these are curative items that also buff the party. Just an incredible ability. You can't eat your starter, thankfully. That would be a little bit much, but let's get into some battles. I'll show you another cool part of the world map. This area is like beautiful. This like woodsy area. The leaflands. This is where Agnia is from. Get into a battle. Actually, is there... Yeah, this should be fine. It's a little lower level, but you'll get the idea.
May I have this dance?
What to do?
So one fun ability that Thorne has is a lot of debuffs, but this ability lets her... The earlier it is in a turn, the more damage it does. It's fantastic.
Heavy-footed, aren't you?
A little low because we didn't break the shields, but you get the idea.
Let's go.
Alright, so now we can do Beast Lore. And we can either try to capture, which will show the success chance, or we can summon one of our own. I like this guy a lot.
Come on then.
she also has like a passive chance of catching one of the other ones. So this marmot isn't very good, but it does make a good breezy beef stew, which we'll make. Yes.
I'm hungry.
So that's Ochet's power. And with that, I think I might actually sign off. I'm getting a little bit tired, but I am really glad I got to just share my enthusiasm for this game. It's really incredible. It's kind of weird because it's one of those things where I've done my best here to like kind of explain the improvements and what I think is cool and what this game does better than the first, but like it sounds like a lot of little things, and in some ways it is, but I just think like the central design of this game is much more interested in sort of being an open world, but through the lens of this type of JRPG, which reminds me so much of Final Fantasy V, which is obviously what this game is pulling from, because that game is also so open. You know, as much as that game is known for being kind of all about the jobs and switching jobs and, you know, being more of a gameplay-focused Final Fantasy, something I've loved... I played that game more recently, and something I really loved about it was just the fact that, like, it kind of let you explore and do anything you wanted. So I think that is the central key to this game's success, in my opinion. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.